What's up, everybody? It's Brandon, and I'm back with Rodney.
I'm Rodney.
That's Rodney, and we're here to talk about Evil Dead Rise. I have ran through every damn Evil Dead movie on this damn planet. Now, I didn't do the show, Ash vs. Evil Dead, but every movie, I didn't say show, I said movies. And we are finally here to talk about the brand spanking new Evil Dead Rise. Did it rise to the occasion, people? Did it sweep us off our feet? Was it as good as those motherfucking trailers looked? Because those trailers looked fucking great. And apologies in advance if you can hear aircrafts passing over, because it is thunder over Louisville. If you don't know what that is, it's basically what it sounds like. It sounds like thunder over Louisville. There's fucking fireworks. There's fucking jets. And apparently they pass over my house. So apologies in advance for that. This movie, though, what were we thinking about it, Rodney?
It's a horror movie, and
Hit 'em with it. What genre is it?
love.
What aspect ratio? What was it?
I love the Evil Dead franchise.
Do you? Let's give a quick breakdown of your fandom so you can get to know you. Even though we've done a franchise review, and if you've seen that, you've kind of heard us talk about it. But
my least favorite was Army of Darkness, but that's not saying.
Oh, we about to rank them.
Well, just real quick, because
Yeah,
I
go
thought
for
about this already.
I'm down. I'll rank
Army
mine
of
real
Darkness is like a 7.5 for me. It's still an awesome movie to watch. I love watching it, but it's definitely a downgrade from the other two.
Same with me.
Or three.
Yeah, same with me. 7.8.
I would put Evil Dead 2 at probably an 8.3, 8.4, something like that. And Evil Dead 2, my only issue, really my biggest issue with it was they leaned way further into the comedy, like the humor aspect of it, which I know you love, but it just is a little bit too much for me. And then, of course, I would go the OG Evil Dead. I'll give it a 9. I think it's a fantastic movie.
Still blows my mind.
The OG. But of course, Fede Alvarez, what he gave us, what he gave me was true horror perfection. And Evil Dead 2013 for me is like a 9.3.
It's crazy.
So
yeah,
that's where I'm at on those.
If you've seen the channel, same way. Basically, for me, or no, actually, it isn't. Changed my mind there. The first one, the opening one, you said Army of Darkness, my least favorite, 7.8 out of 10. Then Evil Dead 2013, but this is where we get into love category. Evil Dead 2013 is like an 8.6 to me. Fucking great. Original Evil Dead at number 2, 9 out of 10.
And then you're okay. So you're one of the Evil
Dead
Dead 2
is 9.4 out of 10.
Dude, it is the
like
higher
top.
score on Rotten Tomatoes too. I think
It's like the top. It's the best one in the franchise. It's like top 50.
So like
for me.
Going into
Probably
this,
should
I
be.
was super fucking excited for this because of
Me too.
Of Fede, like coming off of Fede Alvarez's Evil Dead is just like please, like sooner get here. And the trailers for this movie were incredible.
So many gender neutral haircuts all the time.
Oh man,
I had no idea. This is not even a joke, people. I legitimately, like, going into the movie, since there was no real talking other than like the main deadite mommy.
Yeah.
I legitimately was just like, I don't know which one's a guy, if they're girls or men, but we're going into it. It was actually like something I was looking forward to. I'm like, is this part? And they said Danny on like the blonde-haired boy, and I was just like, that could be a girl's name. And
yeah.
it ended up
The
being
little
a guy.
DJ.
It was very, very, very hip.
So
No disrespect.
them
Way
getting
higher
away
budget.
from the woods, I fuck with it. I can dig them getting away from the woods in the apartment, especially the type of apartment complex they were in.
I have a love-hate relationship with it.
The opening for this movie was amazing because it did a Friday the 13th kind of thing where it did one like a real quick like I'm gonna kill all these people and then we're gonna get to the story. Yeah. So I really, because as soon as it went to the lake, I was like, oh, they're starting at the lake. I was like, so they're about to fucking give us like two different, and they did. And the A-frame look now
quite
for
Friday
the cabin.
13th-ish, because that's like long and drug out. I remember I was watching the Friday 13th remake with this one chick named Sierra. I used to know is a keyword. Words. And she was just like, is everybody dead already? Like, what are we like just confused?
I think everybody was
it's
like that.
It feels like 20 minutes. Like that still is like maybe like that could be the best.
It's easily
That's
a
like
15-minute sequence.
That's like maybe debatably the best part of the whole entire Friday 13th franchise. And I am not a homer for that movie. This guy is. I really, really enjoy that movie. It'll kick back on. I don't know why it does that. If we went black for a second, I apologize.
We're back.
We're back. Not black. We're back, not black. Yeah. You can see that, right? Well, we might identify as black. Ooh, it's getting creepy now.
I identify as a refrigerator.
You do? Me too. That's crazy.
So, Evil Dead Rise. I'll go on and start by saying
this. Did I even finish my point?
Did you?
I don't even know.
What was you saying there at the end?
Start this over. No, basically, I was saying it wasn't quite Friday the 13th opening.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But I mean, it's a different vibe.
But the vibe,
I felt. It's a fun little opening that'll definitely get you just right the fuck off with Evil Deadness. And I also was saying the switching from that type of setting to this apartment complex type of building setting, it's good and bad for me because I deeply prefer the outdoorsy setting in the cabin.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, it is cool to kind of see them get away, and it was time for maybe a change of pace.
I think a one-movie change is okay.
Yeah,
if they go back to the cabin again after this, I'll be happy with it.
Yeah, it'll be like that one in between all the movies. Like, oh, remember that one time where we fucking ventured into the city? But
yeah, you got Army of Darkness went back in time.
Yeah,
you know
exactly. And that was something I thought about in the theater. I'm like, it has love, and ironically, that's my least favorite one.
So, as almost contradictory as this is going to sound, this movie was not nearly as bloody as I thought it was going to be.
It's pretty bloody.
And it's pretty bloody, but it's not. See, okay, I went into this movie with the stupid, it's going to top Fide's movie in 2013. Okay, so I went in there. I should have gone in there with an open mind, but I was kind of comparing, contrasting during the movie. It was hard not to.
So fucking phenomenally
I know,
good.
dude. My hype for it was so high.
There's no way I couldn't just give it that's what I told you in the group chat. You want to fucking manage and temper your fucking expectations, but at the end of the day, you can't. Sometimes you can't help how you feel, and I just could not help but feel like, dude, this has got to be like a 9 out of 10. It's got to be. It has to be, which it doesn't have to be, but it doesn't has to be. But. That's how I felt.
The mommies with the maggots. That scene I was looking forward to the most in this movie.
Really?
That and the cheese grater scene.
Yeah.
Or the two scenes I was looking forward to the most. And mommies with the maggots almost delivers.
I liked it.
It didn't deliver the way I wanted it to. The setting. This movie was not scary to me. First of all,
I think it had its moments, but you got again temper your expectations. Now for me, I don't get scared easily, but I felt kind of.
Oh, dude, I'm a scary ass with horror movies.
Edge of my seat on some scenes. There were some intense moments that kind of almost.
Oh, it definitely has intense moments, but there was never a moment in the movie where I was like, okay, there's people around me, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to feel in this movie, and. But yeah, that fucking mommies with the maggots, it works in its way.
Mommies with the maggots,
dude. It's so brutal the way she says it, but I feel like it happened too fast.
She's got too many amazing quotes, but the problem is 90% of them are in the trailer.
Yeah.
So that kind of hurts it, and that's more of the marketing team. But there is some good moments that are not in the trailer for sure. But every time the mom was on screen, that's when I was just glued.
Alyssa Sutherland is her name, and we need to watch her because I feel like she's about to be. I feel like she could be a good final girl. So we need to kind of look out for her. I think the sister, Beth, was awesome.
Yeah.
I think she was great. The kids I could give a shit fuck less about. The daughter, I didn't like the youngest daughter. Didn't like her.
You didn't like her? I think she was adorable.
I was so happy when the one character got that stake through the mouth. You know who I'm talking about. And then
I'm just gonna say Staffney, no context.
Yeah, Staffney.
That was cool.
And then the other one, I absolutely hated the DJ, the kid, the boy, dude. Like him.
That's what I thought.
Okay, I take it back. I take it back.
Did.
There was a moment that scared me in this movie. I take it back. When he went down in that hole.
Really? That got
When he
you?
went down in that hole, I was like, this motherfucker's about to go down here. And he did.
Oh, he is going in the hole.
And he went down, which was a nice callback to
Yeah.
because they don't have the cellar thing in this movie, so
Yeah.
they used the bathtub.
They
and they
did a
used
good job
the
with
whole,
that.
They did a great job
with
with
the
that.
callbacks. There was even some fucking homages in this movie.
Homages.
Yeah, I always say homages. Homage.
Homage.
Ding dong. There's homage. There's at least home. What am I saying? You know, home of the age. There's at least like 2 or 3 times I'm like, okay, that's kind of calling back to other horror movies, which I dug. And then there's good things they utilize from the original Evil Deads that they bring into this movie, which I can talk more about.
You get the boomstick in this too.
I can talk
I'm
even
so
deeper.
glad they got a boomstick.
Deeper about it in the spoiler section. But yeah, you get your little tidbits in there. Boomstick being one of them.
Yeah, if you're looking for little Easter eggs for all the other Evil Deads, definitely are in this movie, and definitely in there. Which I can't wait to talk about the Deadite at the end.
Yeah, that was interesting.
But a little bit of a men.
Oh yeah,
vibe.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, ish.
But yeah, so pacing wise, this movie could have been about 10 minutes shorter.
You think so?
If this movie were about 10 minutes shorter, it would be a much higher score.
Really?
Yeah, because that getting her from the elevator, or not from the elevator, it's the before the elevator, the whole family dynamic, getting to know the characters and all that for me was really slow. But I think a lot of that had to do with me not liking the characters.
On it. Yeah, I was mixed on it. I thought they were doing a good job with it, but at the same time, I was like, all right, let's fucking do this.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was sitting there like, when's the Evil Dead shit gonna happen? Like, when are we?
And then it kind of teased you with it. But that can go either way, because sometimes, you know, that happens. Well, actually, most of the time, I think it works better where they kind of like tease you, like, oh, it's about to, oh, no, it's not going to happen. Oh, it's about to happen. Oh, no, it's not going to happen. And then when it does happen, you're like, fuck, it's happening. It's like a tease type thing. But if you're not really having that good of a time, then you're just like, oh, God damn it, I thought that was it. And I think that's kind of what you're getting at.
Yeah, yeah. Because there was a lot of times I was asking myself, like, all right, let's get to the Evil Dead shit. Like, let's get to the blood, gore, and I want to see her as a Deadite, and her as a Deadite was amazing. She doesn't.
I almost wanted more of her.
Hold a candle to. Is it Ellie from the last one or
Mia?
Mia, dude, Mia's the best.
Mia's damn
the best
good.
one.
I'd see, but I don't know. Like, I think Mia, well, especially with the cracking and all that shit they do, like, Mia's fucking great. As an actress in the movie, she acts her ass off. Jane Levy or whatever, she's the better. But in terms of, like, just the Deadite and the look and, like, the little things she would say, like the dialogue.
This bitch was brutal in this one.
The way she, like, she just had, like, a swagger about her, and the best parts and tidbits are usually, like, it. But this is probably like my favorite Deadite.
Really?
I'm just in love with anytime she talks. Like, it's just like that. Open up now.
Yeah, no, I can't argue that really, because I mean, she doesn't hold a candle to me, but she is definitely the next best thing.
Yeah, the swagger she's got going on.
Yeah, the smile she would have with the creaked neck and shit like that.
Like she'd kind of play around with people.
Yeah,
like the way she would just. You know, we've
seen
the
scissors to the nose. Oh my goodness,
that scene was fucking wicked, dude.
I was like, yo,
that was like my shit. Go a little deeper into that.
But yeah, so as far as like pacing goes, it could have been about 10 minutes shorter. Story wise, I think they did pretty good on the story. I do like how they have the updated turntable, and I really like how it wouldn't let him stop it.
Yeah, that was cool.
He tried to stop it and it like shocked him or whatever. I was like, I like that.
It's like, nah, man, you already fucked up.
You say, and do you smell a prequel movie for these 3 priests? There's gonna be a prequel movie or series about these 3 priests. I'm telling you, even though they explained the whole backstory in this movie, which they did really good with. I think
I'm ready. I'm finally, for the first time, ready for Ash to come back. I want to see Ash fucking like. I love these more serious takes. but they can't recreate what they did with Ash. It's just not gonna work. How wacky and crazy
I
it
think
is
he's
with
too
it.
old to.
But-
I think it would come off as too cheesy now.
But dude, they've already done all these other reboots with all these other motherfuckers. Like if they have like a dead ass serious, like I don't know if he can be the main star out the gates though. Like say like if this one like it continues on, and I won't say exactly what happens, but if they chose to tie Ash into this universe somehow, like they had to go to him, I think you.
Well,
could
this
start
is
going
all
from
in
there.
the universe. Like
No,
they did
I know,
confirm that.
I know, but I'm talking about like literally physically being in it, not like in terms of like he exists.
Maybe if they go and like talk to him or something,
That's what
like
I'm saying.
that,
He
that would
gets-
be cool.
And he gets brought into it, and then he can kind of organically come into the story rather than fucking like just like Ash is back. And
Yeah.
then like the following movie and the sequel, he's like one of the lead stars. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I'm just ready to see Ash again, dude. I'm ready for that. I'm kind of missing the Evil Dead 2 vibes, and nobody else, I don't think, can do that. And maybe they can give Ash just a proper, swan song. I know he got his trilogy, but the first one doesn't really, go with 2 and 3. 2 is even a reimagining of the first one. So, like, if you give him, like, his true, like, we know him as Ash Williams, like, his third and final movie, that would be kind of cool. Maybe Ash vs. Evil Dead is that to some degree to some people. But I don't know, dude. I'm in on the Ash train. And I don't like bringing all these old characters back. But at a certain point, it's like, bruh, if everybody else got it, though, he deserves it. And
Everybody's doing Legacy.
Let's just fucking see it. Fucking get it out of the way, and maybe it'll be dope.
Let's go on and hit up spoilers.
Yeah, dude. Let's talk about the scissors to the nose again, though.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking wicked, dude. That, when she stabbed her in the nose with those scissors, and I don't know if you caught it, but like when she drug it out of her nose, you could see her skin lift up right here.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, when it's coming down, you can see the blade, I guess, on the inside of the skin, and then it like goes down again when it gets
I was
pulled
more focused on
completely
the
out.
blood just continuously pouring out of
You
her
can
nose.
literally see, like, it's pulling down. You can see under the skin, the blade's there for, like, half a second, and then it's gone, like, under the skin. It was fucking dope.
Very underwhelmed with the cheese grater scene.
Yeah, it was
Super underwhelmed. I thought that was going to be gruesome, and I was going to, like, cringe to it,
Then
and
you
there
got
wasn't even...
The glass scene, too. Was
The glass scene was underwhelming,
You
too.
think so? That shit
Yeah, because I felt like I
fucking
could tell the
hurt.
glass was, like, chewable. You know what I'm saying? Because
That way that sticks out. Same thing you see in the trailer, but amongst
I thought
the
it would do
movie,
more. I thought it would, like, continuously
Ooh.
poke out, but it didn't.
It was bad, dude. I don't know what to think about it.
I like the daughter more as a deadite than I
Yeah.
did when she was alive.
That's the problem. They're always going to spread around the Deadites, but I liked the mom character so much. I'm like, I don't want to take the fucking steam off of her. Let's just focus on her. That was the only thing that kind of sucked about it. It was kind of creepy, though, when the daughter had the fucking, like, cover on her and she just came out, like, floating, almost like a ghost.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was a cool little vibe.
Yeah, once shit started getting rolling, this movie was...
They shouldn't have shaved 10 minutes off the movie. They should have had 10 more minutes of, like, Deadite shit. And then you got fucking the mom, dude. I love when she, like, first came out and she, like, almost was, like, learning how to walk. Like, it showed her, like, put her
yeah.
foot down and then she, like, drug it down and then she kind of, like, was smiling at him.
And you notice as soon
She's,
as
like,
she was
fake
like
stabbing and then she
walking
went in.
into the apartment
Yeah.
and she saw her daughter there and she was going to start walking toward her, but as soon as everybody else showed up,
Yeah.
she immediately turned left and went to the kitchen.
Yeah,
Because
dude.
she like, okay, so I got these many to deal with. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, the egg scene was awesome. It's so little, but it's so awesome,
Yeah, just
dude.
crawl
Like,
inside of you forever.
Ah.
And dude, what the fuck, Danny, dude, when that kid knocks her into that dark fucking room with the chair to get her off of the one guy, that scene was kind of intense. It's just like, really, you had to knock her into the blackness.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
of all
the stupidest
you're
thing
just,
you could do.
You're just fucking looking like, fuck, where is she? Like, she could sprint out of it. You don't know what the fuck's about to go down, dude. And then,
Yeah.
of course, one dumbass dude walks in, which I had a very mixed feeling on this because I did want to see, like, some people get fucked up and murdered, but they chose to do it looking through, like, a peephole. And I have a mixed feeling on that. You do get a little bit of it with the guy getting his, like, eyeball sucked out, and then she, like, fucking spits the
Dude, I
eyeball.
laughed so hard when
That was
he
fucking-
choked and died because of his dad's
yeah,
or brother's eyeball.
That was good shit.
That was awesome.
But then after that, it's like they were just kind of peeking. Like, it was cool, a creative decision, because it was kind of like, imagine watching people die in a hallway.
Yeah.
Like, imagine like you're like freaking out. You're like, oh my god, like we want to see around the corner, but you also don't. You're like, what the fuck is going on out here? And it was kind of like just a cool shot. But at the same time, that's like the only people we really get to see get massacred.
Yeah, and we don't really get to see it.
So it's like a love-hate type of thing.
I think I agree with you. I like the idea. The concept was great. And the execution was great, except it was almost too much. If they'd have done half and half,
Yeah.
that would have been better. If the front half through the people, and then that way the back half we get to see the kid die, and we get to see OG with the broomstick die.
Mm-hmm.
And I think those would have been.
And that was great.
I
We can talk about some of the touches too that they did. They brought back into this universe. It was cool because we got the boomstick, we got the chainsaw. We got the same type of setup in all these movies. The road always disappears like water. In this one, the stairs are just fucking out. They're gone. The elevator's out. The stairs are gone. Same claustrophobic. Got to stay in this one central location type vibe. I love that.
They do expand a little bit. They do expand.
Yeah. And then you get the fucking, of course, I love how they brought back even like Ash's line from Army of Darkness where she's like, come get some.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was cool. I thought that gave me, I was like, yeah, that's what's up. Like, remember where you came from. I love it. You know, as movie fans, we eat that shit up. And it worked. Because there's a lot of times you say it and you're like, oh, yeah, and then do the line. And it's like annoying. But something about when she said it, I was like, I was like, yeah, that's right, bitch. Come get some. I'm like, yeah, I'm into this. Yeah, there's a lot of good little tidbits like that amongst this movie. And then the possession type of scene, instead of like the fucking, instead of like trees and stuff grabbing you up, it was just
wiring.
It was wiring from the elevator. So they did a great job of tying all that great shit.
Almost seemed like it was trying to kill her first, and then it decided to take her over.
It did. I thought the same way. It was kind of weird
because it was choking her, hanging her, and it wasn't doing nothing else.
Which I kind of liked that.
I did too. I thought it was a great decision.
Yeah, and dude, that's weird you bring that up because I was doing that in my own head, and I was like, is it trying to kill her?
Yeah.
And then, like, midway through it, it's almost like, this one's a fighter. Like, let's take her over and just fuck up this whole building. Because, what... It really, like, until she finally got to a ledge, it did not wrap her up more.
Right.
Which was very interesting. It got my brain going like crazy. I'm like, what is it doing? It can't just hang her and then it's dead and you don't have a host.
That's not how it works. Do we not know what we're doing here?
Yeah, and then I was like, what? Yeah, that whole scene was cool. And then the fucking... the broken arm and all that shit.
Oh, and then, of course, the elevator scene. The blood...
Yeah,
elevator
shining
scene.
Fucking.
Yeah, that's all sorts of horror vibes on that.
Yeah, and then I got Hereditary vibes like crazy when she crawled out from like the hole in the ceiling when she went through the vents.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that was so intense when I seen her look up at the vent because of that damn cat, and I was like, oh, she's about to go in that vent. I love that
because you knew exactly what she was thinking.
Yeah,
because she smiled at it like, oh, look at that.
It's like this whole time.
Just to see the Deadite had the realization, like, oh shit, good point.
Yeah, that was a good scene. So if you're afraid of eye violence, there was that one scene in the hallway, but the tattoo gun. That no eyes get pierced with the tattoo gun. It's literally, which, by the way, an amazing way. This was one of the most amazing ways to infect a person into a deadite. She takes the tattoo gun, stabs herself in the temple with it, starts using it, and then tattoos her daughter's face on her cheekbone so that way it'll spread through. I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah, that was dope as fuck.
Yes, dude.
It was fucking awesome, dude. I love that.
And then, but when it's all said and done, the daughter gets what's it called? Stitches or not stitches? Staffy or whatever. Staffney, yeah. She
like
gets
Daphne.
that through the mouth, through the skull, which is
that
cool.
was wicked.
I like that. He dies from...
He gets stabbed in the bicep.
Stabbed
in the heart.
Yeah, right in the...
I actually kind of did feel bad for him, though, surprisingly.
Not at all.
When he fell out in the middle of the floor, I was like, I'm sorry, but like he's a dumbass. But, everybody's got to be the token dumbass in the movie for this to happen. You got to have at least one dumbass to fucking read from the book and look at the book and listen to the all that shit. Yeah,
and
he
then the
fucked up.
Deadite says to the main character, she's like, nobody gets out of here alive by dawn, or everybody
Yeah.
here will die by
Yeah, I
dawn.
love that.
I was like, yeah, dude. And then they just like
They're all screaming it.
form into one
Yeah, it's like a
fucking
ball.
Deadite.
That was interesting because it was cool by the fifth movie, like do something different, and I'm glad. I even thought that going in, like not going into the movie about 20 minutes in, I'm like, I wonder if they'll actually like try something new. They got a new location, and they did.
Yeah.
It's basically like a Deadite ball.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
They're just all fucking contorted, and it does a good job of like showing it all while not showing it. I guess in a way, you never get like
was it practical or CGI?
That's what I'm saying. It's like you never get like a clear look.
Yeah, I think it was.
It's always kind of
practical
from
in some.
like, but it almost feels like you don't see it fully, but at the same time you do see it fully. It's actually kind of masterful how they show it. It's like they don't show too much of it while also showing all of it. Like it's weird because
I think the one time they do is when he's over top of the wood chipper or whatever it is, and he's like screaming at Beth, and I think you get a full view of all of it because they're all three screaming at her. But like you're saying, it's like
but then it's just like their faces.
a second
you
or
can't
two.
see
Yeah,
the whole thing, and then you'll see it from like the side,
crawling
for a
away.
second. Yeah, I thought they did really good with that. And then that whole ending again with the chainsaw, the come get some. I got real hyped for all that. Everybody was covered in blood. It was dope. I did like it. And that last fucking the wood chipper type of thing, and then what she did with the chainsaw through the sister's head.
Yeah,
That sister
over the
Deadeye.
top instead of through the mouth.
And it was just sawing through it. That was dope as fuck, dude.
Yeah, I think the ending of this movie really helped this movie a lot.
Yeah, in the very very end, I don't know. I guess because like it did a thing where the opening was badass. By the way, we kind of it's just a badass opening.
Yeah, it's like the opening is the sequel to the movie that you're watching. So like
it's a day
early.
Yeah, a day earlier. It goes back. It shows you what happens a day after, and then it takes you back a day earlier.
Okay.
So I think that kind of, in a weird way, like once that ended and it was like, let's go back, and since we already know what happens, I was kind of like, I don't really care about this. Like, let's just
I don't think they're gonna base a sequel off that because we already saw what happens.
Yeah,
to
they're
those
dead.
characters.
So like, like the whole time I'm watching that last little like 2 to 3, 4, 5 minute scene, I'm like, do I need this? I don't really need it. So like that kind of was meh.
They do kind of set you up for a prequel, because they do dive into the three Necronomicon books or whatever they're called. There's 3 of them, and we get one in Evil Dead, the first one.
Yeah.
We get one in Army of Darkness, and now we get this new one in. Or no, Fede Alvarez made his own, and then Army of Darkness, and all of them had theirs, and now this one has the 3rd book. The book was dope. I like the book.
I loved it.
The book was really good.
They cut them, and that's
You could really.
what happened to open
I could almost feel the flesh of the book.
Yeah, it's probably the dopest book in the franchise.
Oh, absolutely,
for sure.
I agree.
Like it just had its own vibe about it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't let you open it, and then
Dude,
like
him
a blood
trying.
offering.
Yeah, you see the blood like soak into the book.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, okay, yeah, come on in.
So where are we at?
Where am I at? I'm in my house. You are as well, so no need to ask for you.
I'm in New Haven.
For me, I was disappointed by this movie, and that's not saying I didn't have a great time with it.
Right.
Because I just had otherworldly hopes. I could not tame them to save my life. But I was shifting when I was coming to like the climax, and I'm talking about my personal climax. Like Pee Wee Herman in that bitch. No, Pee Wee Herman wasn't in a bitch, Brandon. I know it's slang. But when I was coming to the climax of the movie, everybody's like, what the fuck was that? What was the tidbit about Pee Wee Herman? When I was coming to the climax of the movie, I was somewhere between like a 7.8 and like a 8.2, somewhere in there. And I was like, if this ending pulls it off, I could see me going into the 8 category. If the ending's like meh, then it's gonna still be really good, but not great. But after the ending, I am at an 8.2. I love this movie. This movie was dope.
So you and Josh are on the same.
Yeah, and me and John were like, oh, hey. I was like, shake your hand. So this would be my 4th favorite movie of the Evil Dead movies. But I wanted this to rival the first 2. And I wanted it to be better than 2013. And it did not do that.
I kind of did too. I really did too.
I did not do that. It's better than Army of Darkness for sure. I love this movie. I do, but it's like low tier love, and I wanted to be like over the moon about it, like a 9 out of 10 and above, or at least a high 8. I'm in the low 8s right now, 8.2. I definitely want to watch it again though.
Yeah. So I kind of agree with you. I wanted this to be so much better than it was. I was leaning more toward like a 6 though, 5.5 or a 6 until the ending.
No,
The ending
shit.
for me though was so good and so well done. Minus the cheese grater scene, I can forgive that.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, dude, like her as the deadite, and then the kids once they were deadites, and then the hallway shit, all the shit we talked about, really like in the positives, were really good for me. So at the end of the day, I enjoyed this movie. I really enjoyed this movie. But it's not any of the Evil Dead movies except Army of Darkness. I give this movie a 7.9.
So
So
this
this is my second least favorite.
so we're on the same
Yeah,
wavelength
yeah,
then.
on that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would
Rise
definitely put
and then Army of Darkness are the two worst in the
yes,
franchise.
yeah, which is so disappointing because
Which is still insane though, because this franchise is fucking. It's loaded, man. It's got some great entries.
but still to have 4 fucking movie or 5 movies, 3, 4, 5 movies, and for each of us, our lowest one is mine is a 7.5.
Yeah, mine's a 7.8.
Yeah, that's
Army of
fucking
Darkness,
yeah, they're killing it.
It's one of the best franchises for sure.
It ain't no How to Train Your Dragon, but it's up there.
Okay, now we're talking about horror franchise. Obviously, How to Train Your Dragon's the best franchise of all time. I'm talking about horror movies, bro. How dare you bring that up? No, but I mean, and what makes the Evil Dead movies so good too is they all feel so like wholly different. When
They
you
do
look
have-
at
yeah.
it, like the first one and second one are easily the most similar, but the first one's more serious. Second one,
but they're not too though.
yeah, and the second one's just batshit. And the third one, we go to medieval times. And the fourth one, we get a full-on serious take. And the fifth one, we get another serious take. But now we're in the fucking inner city. Every movie has its own thing. Like it's hard to like if you watch these in a row to get tired of them because you're like, oh, let's
I'm
switch
curious-
it up. Let's switch it up, and they're all good.
I'm curious if this is a franchise that maybe should stop while they're ahead.
I say no
Because-
because they've been doing it since
But where
'81.
else would they go though? Like where it wouldn't become repetitive.
I think you let it breathe again. I think that
Give it a few years.
That's the thing with this franchise is like it should if it does sequels, yeah. But if this franchise stay like it can maybe do one. I think it should actually do one sequel just because it's only done that like once quickly. I guess even then it wasn't that quick, man. They always give breaks with this, so I think this franchise is overdue getting like
yeah,
the
but look
direct
where we're at in
sequel.
Hollywood these days. If this movie makes money, bro, I'm
Yeah,
telling you, in
exactly,
2 years
but-
we will have a sequel.
Yeah, but think about next year another fucking Evil Dead movie. Like I think it deserves to at least have that happen like one fucking time in this franchise.
I think Lee Cronin deserves another chance.
But the formula they have, if they say they don't make a sequel and they release another one that has like an
Like a
original
prequel?
vibe or a prequel and it feels wholly its own, then it's probably gonna knock it out of the park again. They
I
always
think-
do these, and it's crazy to think, but it's been 10 years since the last one.
I think that if they took this, even though they explained it in the movie, if they took this to the 3 priests, they made a prequel. They
I'd
made it
watch
about
it.
the 3
I'd
priests where it all
100% watch it.
started, and then end it and let it sit for a long time until somebody else was like, "Oh, here 20 years ago they made this prequel to this series. Let's reboot." I'm cool with that, but I think if they just go back, do the prequel, and then leave it alone for a long time, because if the prequel is great, then dude, your statistics right there, like let it be.
They're just
End it on a
nailing
good
it.
note.
They just come out one every 10 years. Keep doing your thing. I think it's working.
1 every 10 ain't bad.
Anyways, like, share, subscribe, especially if you want to see these faces again. My face more often. Rodney's face sometimes. Hey. Yeah, all that good shit. Let us know what you fucking thought, man. What'd you think? Did it exceed expectations? Did it meet the expectations you set? Or did you set expectations like we did and we're just dumb as fuck? And also do what Rodney's finger is doing, except keep it open. And click, like I said, click that damn like button, dude. Click that like button, bro.
Subscribe.
Not like literally you. Click it.
Oh,
I'm just playing.
yeah.
Don't do that. Oh, shit. All right. Peace. Love y'all.